to stop these drone attacks, provided the government gives us orders to do so, and it's on the call of the government. So I think that most of the politicians, unfortunately, are convinced that the road to Islamabad lies through Washington. That if we are on the wrong side of Washington, we'll lose our jobs and will no longer be in power. I think once they have the confidence that they can only be in power if they have the confidence of the people of Pakistan, rather than the confidence of people in Washington, then that situation will change. I think that is the basic problem in my view, the fear that they have, and the lack of self-confidence, and the inferiority complex that emerges as a consequence of this fear.
Okay, let's move to the very last question for tonight, and that is something that I see, and my friends see, and our editorial team sees, is that there's a lack of hope. There is a lack of hope for the people of Pakistan, as I said, and to an extent I agree with you that there has been people who have stand up, there are people on the roads, there are people who are fighting for their rights. But how do you see that in future, short term and long term? How do you see, as an analyst, what would be the standing of Pakistan? Also, like today, in last 24 hours, there's been a massacre going on in Mumbai. I don't know it's right or wrong, but India has been blaming on from the very second minute, they start blaming Pakistan for it. People are coming from, I don't know, in some areas, people are coming from Karachi, sitting on a boat, going into Mumbai. How is that possible? You know, all those things. It seems like to a young, patriotic youth that Pakistan is being encircled. How do you give them hope? How do you tell them what will happen in the short term, in the future, and in the long term? How will Pakistan stand up, and how will things look like?
First of all, we should be very clear that this kind of siege mentality or siege thinking is not just confined to Pakistan. It's confined to most of the Muslim countries, because this whole region from India through Israel, this whole region which starts with India, South Asia, and at Israel, that whole area is under turmoil. There is an unraveling of the old status quo, and things are changing. A bit of change induced from outside, like U.S. interventions in the region, or change induced from inside because of popular pressure for change, pressure for democratization, pressure for egalitarian policies within the Muslim societies. So that is happening. But let's get something right about Pakistan. Pakistan is a pivotal player in the international scene. It matters, its voice is heard, and its voice is taken seriously. Secondly, the problems that the international community has now formulated, issues, whether negatively or positively, those problems cannot be solved without Pakistan's cooperation and support. Thirdly, the entire international community today, or the international system, has, in my view, a strategic stake in the stability of Pakistan. And I don't think there are any plans or any attempts, or even, in my view, if I may use the word conspiracies even, for the bifurcation of our state, God forbid, or even for this kind of thing, what happened in the past, as it happened to Bangladesh. Because there has been a decline also of the power of countries like the United States, which previously could single-handedly manipulate or channel events according to its own interests. So given that context, now the test is of our leadership. That test, even if the leadership fails, because of changes within Pakistan today. We always talk of the establishment. Right now, there is no establishment in Pakistan. If anybody says there's no such thing as the Pakistani establishment, we always blame it on them, but there's no establishment. There's no monolithic power structure controlled by one man and following that person's bidding. It is a diffused power structure. There are coalition governments in every province, even at the center. The army is not playing a political role at all. There is no intelligence agencies trying to influence politics. So, that way it's a very diffuse situation. And I think it's good for the country that we're going through this transition, that we have to learn to take our own decisions. Either in Pakistan, politicians, they either look for a wink or a nod from GHQ or a wink or a nod from Washington to take the decision. Now the time has come to take your own decisions. Our country matters. Whether this leadership can rise to the occasion, then a new leadership will emerge if they fail. Then, because our role is important, our location and our role, that makes Pakistan a very important pivotal player. And we are very sorry what happened in India. Most Pakistanis, everybody would condemn very strongly what has happened to India,
Obviously.
crimes against
Obviously.
humanity. But we have been suffering those things also. We are also victims of terrorism. So
A Marriott bomb blast.
anybody who blames Pakistan for that is just out of his mind. It's so outlandish to somebody to assume, because what is the motivation? What do we get out of it? India has its own problems. There are 17 insurgencies in India today. Apart from Kashmir, they have problems of their own, and they are problems of their own making, not problems being exported from outside. Pakistan is a convenient scapegoat for the failures of others. If the Americans fail in Afghanistan, we are blamed. If the Indians have a problem, we are blamed. And I think that we should be very clear on this thing and put it clearly that this is unacceptable. This trial by allegation, when you don't even have any facts or proof to promote those allegations.
Thank you very much for your time, Senator Mushahid Hussain Syed. It was an honor talking to you.
And wish you all the best, and I'm always there for you guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope...
I have a tremendous hope in the people of Pakistan and the youth of Pakistan. We have to build a better tomorrow.
Inshallah.
And we have to do it ourselves.
Inshallah. And I look forward when I see you next time. Probably you will be you'll be giving chances to a lot of youth in Pakistan. Thank you very much for your time. It's really an honor.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, and give my regard to all of you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Senator Mushahid Hussain Syed talking to PakistanFirst.com exclusively. PakistanFirst.com's aim is to encourage the youth of Pakistan to play a vital role in Pakistani scenario. The political, economical, in all scenarios, the youth of Pakistan has all the capabilities, and they're vibrant enough to make this country one of the greatest nations in the world, as Quaid-e-Azam said. And then, I think the analysis from all this talk is that we don't have a vibrant leadership at this very moment, as Senator Mushahid Hussain Syed did point out. We need a vibrant leadership, and I think the best people who can do this job are the youth of Pakistan, as he mentioned. Please do come up, stand up, talk to people. It's your issue, it's your right, it's your government, it's you who's going to decide the destiny of this nation. And obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us for the better of the humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ali Khan, the editor of PakistanFirst.com, it's a goodbye. Have a nice day.